Hello viewers, me and team here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civ 4. In the last part, we fought a very backwards war against Suleiman after taking out Saladin and Hannibal. So we're trying to close out the game here with backwards idiocy. Wish me luck, because I might need some. Actually, no matter what, there's always UN. And as long as I can capitulate him before he completes mass media, which may or may not be doable, I can let the Portuguese build it and I can just win UN. So even if I can't do anything else, there's that option available. Plus my allies are doing so much in this war that I have that going for me as well. So now we end our turn here and continue the game. Yeah, I really misplayed this. If I could have gotten the capitulation on Sal sooner, I could have really snowball attacked the world and probably taken out the Portuguese before they reached rifles, or certainly before they could possibly have reached infantry. And then Napoleon wouldn't have had rifles yet, and I could have held off on him anyway. So, yeah, little things can make a big difference in the outcome of games when you make a mistake like that. And why are so many people unhappy? It's probably because I'm not an emancipation. How about you emphasize great people? Really? That's fine. I was never expecting it to be the high food city, but it works. What I want to do is get a golden age, finally bust into emancipation, free markets, probably universal suffrage. It's better than what I'm in currently, although I could do... no, I'll do mercantilism representation. I have open borders with all my vassals. They give me trade routes. That's useful. Yeah, I found that a useful trick, what I just used there. And I'm going to get seafood pillaged in my draft city, which has 400 anger, and it is finally going to be put a... they're finally going to put a damper in that, but who cares? Yeah, motherland, war, emancipation. Mostly emancipation is the easiest thing for me to control. I don't need slavery any longer. I thought I had gems. Yeah, I have 2 gems at this point. I'm not voting for you now. You should have capitulated to me already, but you won't, because you're more advanced and have a lot of war success. I'm fighting as if I'm Monty or Shaka here. Oh, good. Reinforcements. Including field reinforcements that are useful against everything but tanks. Infantry do not enjoy attacking cavalry in the field. They don't get the gunpowder bonus against cavalry. Yeah, now we're starting to get some military production again. I had to stop and divert to banks, or I was going to actually run into trouble with strike this late in the game. It would have been horrible. Yeah. If I can push up on Istanbul and take it, that's probably the end of this war. And really the end of the game, because I can just win a UN victory if nothing else at that point. Not to mention I intercepted the only cultural win threat. So, that's what it comes down to. Once again, we'll leave like 6 defenders behind. If I had infantry, I'd probably leave like 4 behind, but this isn't something you want to mess around. I'm coming for you, Solomon. And yeah, apparently we're going to have some help from the Arabians in their artillery again. Not much artillery, but whatever. And I need the help because there's a lot of junk in here. Advanced vassals are useful. Ah yes, I knew they would pillage my seafood eventually. would you just attack? Alright, so we can take the emphasize great people off now. Representation, emancipation, mercantilism. Could run free religion, but I don't think that's worth it. I'd rather have the experience on my troops. Hey, instant research. Not that that should surprise anybody, considering I have a lot of cities and they all just got rep and specialist. What am I doing? This is not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at top 5 cities and wonders. Ankara has Statue of Liberty. And he's the one that wound up getting Sistine Chapel as well. Figure since he's going culture. If I hit Istanbul though, he has no hope of winning culture. Yeah, checking my cities now. That takes care of all the unhappiness in cities that I founded, and even most of it in cities I didn't found. Not a lot of help from my teammate there. A little bit of damage. It was worth letting him suicide his units before I did so, certainly. But even so, this is going to be a little rough to take this. 3% odds. I'm fighting tanks with cannon and rifles. You really can't expect that to be easy. However, if I can get medicine, I can trade for assembly line. And probably arty as well. Which would actually put me back in this game in terms of the tech picture when it comes to relevant military technologies. Starting to win some fights. And there we go. We've taken Istanbul with rifles against tanks. He still won't capitulate though. Which I think is kind of wonky because, you know, he threw away his culture victory by not capitulating in the first place. He should have been fighting to let me capitulate him because that was his best opportunity for me not to win, because then he could win culture while I'm trying to win with military. But now he can't possibly win culture. Look at this. Yeah, Hattie actually took over as the most likely candidate, and that's not very likely. I wouldn't mind grabbing Ankara. What? Saladin's a big winner of my vassals in this war, taking another city off of him. Oh my god. He won't capitulate. Why won't he capitulate? This game is so stupid when it comes to vassal mechanics. You can't possibly say that this game was finished before they started working on Civ 5, which also a new beta version of Civ 5 came out last month. Might want to check that out. I'm not sure. I think it's beta 6 or something. They called it the June patch, but it's a beta release. That's just crazy that they Saladin actually got that. It's been a while since I've seen useful help from teammates. This is interesting though, because this city went to Hattie. There's no culture pressure on this city at all. You know what? Let's get medicine. I was thinking about backing into a UN victory here, but with this, I can probably win this with straight military. So we're gonna do it. And since Solomon here doesn't want to capitulate, we can just wipe him off the map. Because if he's down to 3 cities and he's not capping, he deserves to die. Although he might peace vassal to Portuguese. Although I don't know that the Portuguese would necessarily want in on this. The rival average power is 120,000, and I have 234. When considering declaring war on me, he has to factor in the power of all my vassals. And if the rival average is 120, that's not going to be too appealing. And that makes sense. Joining in against the lost cause isn't the best idea. I have so many non-cannon units. Okay, whoever's building military now, I want another round of cannons in this set. And when that becomes... Okay, rifle... When that becomes arty, I'll be happy. Man, Sal's doing well though. I think maybe I'll give him a chance to take yet another city here and just go for Ankara. Ankara has the wonders I want the most anyway. And yeah, Sal's not getting enough land or pop to be able to break free, because I'm also getting more. Go, go, go. And actually, let's back to Germany. I am getting more forces here, that's useful. And more so than infantry, I really want artillery. That'll be the first thing I pursue. I know Hannibal got it. How about that? Lol. Wait a minute. Oh, Hattie does have Christianity now. Members. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could win AP too. Don't even need to wait for UN. But we're not doing it. We're out for blood. We've been out for blood the whole game. And I think I want my new cities to be massing troops here too. I am very entertained by the fact that he is losing cities to my vassals. Vassal allies are usually pretty worthless, but apparently not this time. Apparently the always war mode that's been placed upon Suleiman is lethal. Okay, I need to get physics.
As to diseases, make a habit of two things: to help, or at least to do no harm.
No. Okay. This is more expensive than physics. I can... Oh no, he has... Never mind. Let's get assembly line. After one turn of research into that, I should be able to trade medicine for it. Or does somebody have a monopoly on something? I could trade medicine to Sal for railroad and use that to trade for something with Hattie. Or not. Nevertheless, this should allow me back into the tech picture soon. Actually, why don't I just put a little bit of research into railroad, then I'll be able to pull this off. Let's see, 4 artillery, 2 SAMs, 2 cavalry, and 2 anti-tanks. He could take Ankara, seriously. I don't know that I want to let him do it. And you could really use a workboat. Christian temple. Or actually, how close am I to domination? Yeah, only has 20% of the land. I don't think this will be enough though. I think because I capitulate to people too easily. What's an Ankara again? Oh, the Statue of Liberty's here too. I was just gonna let Sal tank it, but not if the SOL is there. No way. I totally want this. Good enough. Some Combat 3 cavalry into this mix. Oh, well, let's put the standard 6 defenders. It's comical that anti-tanks fight rifles in equal footing. Yes. And I can even pressure this city, or maybe I'll let Saladin go for that one and take this one. Let's discuss something else. Why don't you attack that city? Alright. These cities are going to wind up being productive. Yep, looks like he got Damascus back. Oh, because Egypt took it and he flipped it. Interesting. So now I am going to have to worry about culture flips here. Although maybe not so much. Can I demand something from Yao? There we go. Alright, no peace vassaling. This is going to end very nice. We're going to completely wipe out somebody who had tanks, thanks to our vassals and a heaping helping of production advantage. Well, not on a city basis, but on an empire-wide basis. And sure enough, retaining that power lead just by constant production of troops. No, not on the AI turn. We got this now, though. We're going to trade for quite a few things. Starting with railroad. Railroad's very useful. Apparently that gets us the full world map.
I fooled you. I got pig iron. I got
combustion
pig iron.
then.
I got all pig iron.
Napoleon. Can I trade the assembly line? You do. Thank you.
People can have the Model T in any color, so long as it's flat.
Physics. Go.
To every action, there is always opposed an equal reaction.
And we'll put some of that money we just farmed to use. Oh, I just find it funny. He was like one of the tech leaders, and now he's just dead. No hope of surviving. Marine and infantry. But they can't beat horse units. Horse units are a win. think once again Christian temple, courthouse. Alright, let's just skip turns here. Of course, nobody's going to close in on breaking free from me now. Sal actually has more land than when I capitulated him. Factory wouldn't be a bad thing to have. Neither would Forbidden Palace, considering the number of cities I took here. I have wine. Screw off. Is he gonna take this? I'd better trail just in case he can't. Need some time to prepare against Yao anyway. Ooh, Hattie lacks artillery.
Artillery adds
Does she have
dignity
anything I
to
could
what would
use?
otherwise be a vulgar brawl.
Electricity. And fascism. Not everyone has fascism. So I could probably use Artie to trade for fascism, start researching combustion, then use fascism to trade for combustion, and just juggle the teching around. I'm liking it.
The great masses of the people will more easily
I know,
fall
Hannibal's
victim to a big
researching it.
lie than to a small one.
That's not going to work out. Although I could steer him elsewhere. We'd like you to research. I could get all the AIs to research fishing and rocketry. Nuke, nuke, nuke. Nah, I think you would do well with tanks. Oh, there's the defense is gone. He might get it. He might. Oh, it's Hannibal and Sal. They might fail, actually, in which case me coming over here was useful. Because I can just kill them off then. Still having that peace treaty with the Portuguese is useful too. Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know, viewers. I'm tempted just to take it. This game is so over. And I could, at this point, with proper vassal tech steering, just take out the Portuguese. You know what? We'll do that. We will take the religious leader victory, but continue the game. It's assuming, of course, that I can win it, but I have a decent chance. I haven't tallied the votes. I might not be able to. But if I do win it, then I'll still continue the game. Because most of you in the past have wanted to see that. And so the final defense of the Ottomans has fallen. The coalition of the willing has it. I was about to check for capitulation, as if there could be. Alright, and now that I have my flanks guarded so well, I can actually pull these rifles back into the front lines that I needed to use to defend against the more advanced opposition that I had. No longer need to leave them behind against sneak attacks from tanks. I will leave some here because Portuguese tanks can reach there. And I have another force accruing over here. So yeah, I can even build anti-tanks of my own now. And what will you give me? Will you give me this? Maybe I'll be able to like shave a turn or something. Nope, no religious leader victory for me. I could win it by spreading the religion. But I think I'd rather play with fire. And, crap, the Portuguese flipped that. Oh, wait a minute. It's not impossible that I win Dom. Well, we'll see what happens. Workers of my empire are finally able to get some work in here. Actually, if ever there were time to throw down another great golden age, might as well do it now. I should be able to trade fascism for the last stone combustion. Notice that I'm not drafting much anymore. I think vassalage wouldn't be a bad move here. But let's get that trade. There we go.
Everything in life is somewhere else, and you get there in a car.
Okay, so they're running electricity. I could go industrialism myself. They're both researching that already. I could go to refrigeration. Let's do it that way. Also, these cities are a mess. I haven't been micromanaging my cities at all. Got the cathedral here so I can protect myself a bit against culture pressure. You know what's comical is I probably could win space. Direct all the Vassals not to research stuff. Build lots and lots of espionage buildings and sabotage the hell out of Portugal. And that would work. It would certainly work. Okay, arty and infantry. We're just going to do that city by city. Oh, except for here. No, actually, shoot, what are you doing? Don't starve. With the advent of vassalage, I can get away with going infantry and arty, and both will be able to reach 11 experience. And I just need a lot of arty. Infantry can fall into place too, but it's all about the arty. That's fine. If I didn't have such a large standing force of junk already, I would probably be working in more infantry than arty. Just let that finish whatever the heck it's doing. Rather than looping cavalry, let's build some important structures. Wait, is this city still revolting? No, surprisingly, it isn't. Artillery and cavalry. Ball. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna do this easy mode way. Auto production. Build wealth. We'll go vassalage. And we're just gonna let the auto production take care of this for a while. And then once I have enough auto production put together, then I'll switch over to spamming units out of every city. How about that? That should work. So close to domination. I might win it inadvertently. Did I ever capture a holy city that was meaningful? I did, but I bet he has the shrine here already. He does. I could have found sushi. It's really kind of late in the game for that to pay off, though. I think I'll just hang on to this merchant. Well, okay, viewers. This will probably end in the next part. I think I'll go ahead and off-screen the couple of turns I'm going to need here to set up modern production capacity and rolled AI. I can pull a trade here. Actually, let's do that on screen. There we go.
We will make electricity so cheap that only the rich.
And sure, we'll even make use of our unique unit. Good times. Alright, so I will see you then once I am stacked to the brim with assembly plants and modern equipment. Until then, thumbs up if you liked the video. The Me and Team signing off.